Hello everyone. In this session, we want to take a look at quota management. Quota management is performed using tools from the File Server Resource Manager tool in Windows Server 2012. We can create what we call a hard quota. A hard quota is when you set a limit on folders and volumes. We can also set a soft quota where we also set a limit on folders and volumes. Setting a hard quota prevents users from saving files after that quota limit is reached. For example, if you set a quota limit on a folder, you set that limit at 1 gig. If you had set a hard quota on that folder, once that quota has been reached, once that limit that you set has been reached, that user is not going to be able to save anything else on that folder. If you, however, set a soft quota, what will happen when the user reaches that limit that you had set? What is going to happen is that the user will get a notification. So that there's a difference between the hard quota and the soft quota. We want to access the File Server Resource Manager and take a look at the Quota Management tab. So we want to click on Tools, File Server Resource Manager. And here we see we have quota management. We want to expand quota management. And the first thing we want to look here at are some quota templates that are already set by Microsoft. So we're going to click on the quota templates. And these are templates that are preset. And we have here the name of the template, the limit for that template, and the type of quota. Let's look at the first one, 100 megabit limit. And for this one, we see we have the 100 MB and the limit is 100. And this one is a hard quota. It means that once a user has reached 100 megabytes, they're not allowed to save anything else on that disk. For this template, there are some notifications. You get 3 warnings at 85%, 95%, and 100%. An email is sent, and for the 95 and 100%, then you have a notification in the event log. Let's cancel this one and look at the 200 megabit limit. And this one gives a report to the user, and it is also a hard quota. The 200 megabit limit with 50 megabytes extension is a hard limit, so you have 200 plus 50. Then you have extended limit, also a hard limit. And you can see the notification thresholds here, 85, 95, and 100. And for 85, 95, and 100, you can have an email sent, or you have a notification logged in event log. The 2 soft quotas you use for monitoring. So for example, if I just wanted to monitor what the user was doing or how the user was using space, I would choose a soft quota. It means we don't want to cut the user off, but we want to be notified when that user has reached the threshold limits that we have set. And we see here that you're going to have an email. And also for the 90 and 100% threshold, you get a notification in the event log. So these are preset. And what you can do when you're creating your quota is to base it on one of these templates. And you can also make changes. Once you copy the template, you can go ahead and change some of the things in the template. Let us start by creating a template. We're going to create a quota for a folder on the C drive. And on the Quota tab, we want to double click on the Quota tab. Then we want to right click and select Create Quota. On the Create Quota page, we want to make sure that we have Create Quota on Path selected, which we do. And then we want to browse for the folder that we want to create that quota on. So we're going to click on Browse. And we want to select the C drive. So we're going to expand this PC. And we're going to click on the C drive. And we're going to click on Make New Folder. So we're making a folder on that C drive. The folder does not already exist. We're now creating the folder. So we're going to click again on Make New Folder. And we're going to rename the folder and call it Quota. So we're going to type Quota. And then click on OK. Back on the Create Quota page, just double check and make sure that the Create Quota on Path is selected. And also you want to make sure that you derive properties from the Quota template. So here you're asked, how do you want to configure the quota? So you can use a template, which we're going to use for our scenario here, or you can click on Define Custom Properties and create your own quota. But we're going to use the quota template, 100 MB limit, to create our quota. So let's review the settings before we click Create. Here you see you have a summary of the properties. You have the limit and you have the notifications. Once you're sure that you have everything that you want, then you want to click on Create. Notice that our limit here though is 100. Let's say that we wanted to change that 100 limit to a soft quota. Perhaps the one that had said monitor 500 MB share. Let's click the down arrow. And we want this one, monitor 500 MB share. And notice that for the summary down here, the limit has changed to 500 and now it is soft. When we had the 100, that was a hard limit. Now we change it to the monitor 500 MB share, and that is a soft quota. Let's click on Define the Custom Property options to see what we can get with the custom property options. So we selected that, then we want to click on Custom Properties. On the quota properties of the C quota page, look at the settings. And we have 100 megabit limit here. what we could do if we are creating a custom property is to click on the copy button, because what the copy button will do is to copy those settings. We don't want to edit the template as it is. We want to make a copy of it and then edit that copy. So we want to click on copy, and notice that you have the notifications listed here for this 100 megabit limit. Notice that the hard quota setting is selected. Remember that a hard quota will prevent the limits from being exceeded, and a soft quota will provide notifications but wouldn't prevent the quota from being exceeded. We now want to click on the add button to add a notification. Once we've done that, the add threshold page will appear. And on this page, we can define what happens when a threshold is reached. The default is 85%. But you can make a change there. 85% means that users has reached 85%. And when this 85% is reached, you can configure the following actions. Let's select the first action here, send email to the following. You can modify this one to send the email not only to the administrator, but to the user. Then you have the event log. Let's uncheck this one and click on event log. If you choose that, you can modify the text of the log entry. Let's click in the box here, send warning to event log. And you can change the text that you want here for that log entry. Then you also have the command option. Let's click on the command option. And you can click on the checkbox, run this command or script. And you would have written a command or script. And what you would do is to browse for that script and select that script. And the script will run when the threshold has been reached. You can also do the report. So let's click on report here. And for the report, you can select a report to be generated in response to any event. So you can click here on generate report, and you can select the type of report that you want. And there are different types of reports here. You can duplicate file screening audit, files by file group, files by owners, files by property. And there are a whole heap of events here that you could choose to push out your report. You have a choice here of saving your quota as a template by giving it a template name. That means you can always go back and use your own quota when you're creating quotas, or you can save the custom quota without creating a template by clicking on save the custom quota without creating a template. And you can go ahead and select OK. So we see now we have the quota that was created. You can see it here in the middle pane. You can right click on that quota, click on edit quota properties, and you can make changes to the properties of your quota. You can make changes to the limit. You can add actions, whether email, command prompt, event log. So even though you create the quota, you can still right click on the quota and make changes. You can also go to the action section here and click on edit quota properties to edit the properties of your quota. For your lab exercise, you're going to be creating a quota on the C drive, and you will find the instructions for creating that quota on your lab notes instructions. This is the end of our session, and I want to thank you for listening.